Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity to show how we deal with the logistic issue in Denmark with milk recording. And my focus will be on additional service on recording samples. In this slide you can see the average hertz in Denmark have increased in several years. And my guess is that in the next few years we will have a double in average size as we have had in the last 10 years. And when I look to other countries, I see the same. The average hertz are going bigger and bigger. And when you look on milk recording, I see if we still will have all the hertz, or at least a lot of the hertz in milk recording, we need to have a goal with broader service and higher value to our milk recording system. And we must be sure there is a secure connection between cow and sample if we want to use the sample for this broader service. And the sampling procedure must not interfere with milking, and the risk of error, we need to minimize the risk of error, and the sample in milk recording must be handled with as little labor as possible, and later I'll show you how we have tried to automate it. And then we need to develop more service. And at least it's because we want to increase the value for milk recording and increase the value for the farmer. In Denmark, we often say that the center of the sample is the vial. It's not how we deal with milk recording and which meter we are using or which equipment we are using to milk recording. So the center is the vial, and we have chosen a barcode vial. And when we have the barcode vial and we are taking the sample, we can use it for more issues. And as you can see here in this slide, we have together with Eurofins in Denmark, we have developed equipment to use the disposable barcode vials, and the machinery you can see on the slide is how they have automated packing of vials and put on barcode on the vials. So we are not using a washing procedure, we only use the barcode vial once. When we have automated the milk recording, we have a different kind of milking system in Denmark. We have a lot of robots. We still have tie stalls, but we have a lot of herringbone and some rotary. And when you have all these kinds of different milking systems, you need to have a practical system to handle the milk recording, and you need to have software solution to every different system, and that's of course is a challenge. And in these slides you can see how we have dealt with automation in milk recording. And we have 3,500 electronic milk meters. We have a shuttle for the relay system where we are using the barcode vials, and we have a reader to read the barcode in the relay shuttle. In the de Laval system, we have a barcode reader, as you see in the bottom of the slide. And if the farmer have fixed installed meters, we have an easy scanner where we can scan the barcode and connect it to cow number from the farmer's software. So all systems, we have software solution for the barcode. And the last couple of years we have started with electronic ear tag. So we connect the cow number and put in the cow number to our data handler, and we have then the connection to the barcode. So our idea is automation in milk recording. Before the technician go to the farm, he put in all the information about the cows. He take it from the cattle database, he put it into the data handler, and during recording the test day, he connect the cow information to the equipment used at the farm, and you saw it in the slide that we can use the data handler to what system the farmer have. And afterwards, the technician can go home and take the information from the data handler and put it into his laptop, and he sent all the information during our central cattle database, so the laboratory have all the information when they receive the barcode vials. When we look on additional service for veterinarian samples, we have 5.5 million samples per year, and we offer Salmonella Dublin and Jones disease, and the last couple of years, 2 years at least, we have offered the PCR tests. And at the laboratory, there are 5 eyeless robots, and they're connected to a Combifos system. And at each robot had to handle 1.1 million sample by automation. And last year, the laboratory installed what we call a pick-and-place robot, and I'll show you what a pick-and-place robot is. When the samples arrive to the laboratory, we have the information connected to the barcode vials, and the eyeless robot will identify the vials, and it will identify if the vials need a special analysis after we have taken the standard analysis, fat, protein, and cell count. And after we have made the sample for fat, protein, and cell count, we move the racks with 60 vials to a pick-and-place robot. And the idea of the pick-and-place robot is that the pick-and-place robot can read if one cow needs a special analysis for Jones disease, Salmonella Dublin, or PCR, and you can see on the screen here there's color. So the pick-and-place robot will by automation send the sample to additional analysis. And also, when we look at the Jones disease, you can see there's equipment with automation for handling the Jones disease. And why we need to have automation is that after we started with Jones disease, we in the last 3-4 years we have taken every year nearly 600,000 samples for Jones, and that's a large proportion out of 5.5 million samples for fat, protein, and cell count. And I think if you need to take additional samples, veterinarian samples, it's necessary to have automation. And you can see at the slide here that the PCR tests have increased in at least last year, and I think we have a bright future for the PCR test too. In Denmark, we have 3,300 members of milk recording, and out of this 3,300 herds, you can see 1,600 of the herds are taking veterinarian samples, so it's quite a big proportion. In the central cattle database, the farmer he have access through his computer to the central cattle database, and if he want to take veterinarian samples, he can point out which cow he want to take the sample of. And as you see in the slides where the technicians took the herd information to the data handler, this information from the farmer, which cow he want to have veterinarian samples, he can point it out here from his computer, and when the technician are sending the information to the laboratory, the order will go to the laboratory. So it's a chain of software you need when you want to make it automated. The PCR test we started 2 years ago. We started with taking 12 for 12 bacteria, and this year we increased it to 15 bacteria. And in Denmark we have legislation about using antibiotics. So if you want to dry off a cow, you need to take a sample to have antibiotic to treat the cow for drying off. And that is our idea, that we can make a PCR test for the cow before drying off. So the veterinarian, he can decide and order the antibiotic, and it is not necessary for the veterinarian to go out to the farm and take a sample. And as you saw, the farmer, he can use his computer program through the central cattle database to order PCR tests or Jones disease test. He can also, by his computer, order. He want a special, like a package. He want to order the veterinarian test. He can choose if the last time cell count was, for instance, over 200,000. All these cows must be tested with the PCR test before drying off. Or we have a system with what we call a cell count value. He can decide that all cow over a certain cell count value are going to the PCR test. So I think if you have all this connection and logistic, there's a lot of possibilities here to it's only your imagination what samples you want to take. And when the farmer receives the test results, he can choose a system where he receives a text message on his mobile phone, and then he can go into the central cattle database through his computer, and he can find the result on the veterinarian samples. And this is just an example how he can choose how he will have presented the results on his cow. This is cows with the PCR test as an example. And in my conclusion, I think if you want to have more value of your service in milk recording, you need to make more automation, and you need to combine it to your software solution, and then you can make it by automation at the laboratory. And in the later presentation, I'm sure we will have a further idea how to we can use the samples for more tests. It could be ketosis, it could be a pregnancy test, FFR, it could be whatever the dairy industry want to look after. And on the this slide you can see we have the ICAR conference next year, so I hope all of you will come and see how we have this logistic system. Thank you.